necessarily a good matchup for Tide, but it's a nice hero to have against the Terrorblade. Underlord is still in the pool. The one game that TNC won, they also had the Armel OD, so that's going to be banned out here. We'll have to see what Armel ends up on. I don't know if they want to pick his Timber into this Fnatic lineup, to be honest. And part of the reason the Tidehunter might get banned here is that they don't actually feel like playing it into the Dark Willow Disruptor. So they're like, well, we may as well just ban it. It's still potentially a universe hero. But alright, so the Underlord also going to get banned. Offlane pool looking very slim at this point.
10 seconds remaining.
What do we even have left? There's an Omni Knight, there's an Abaddon, Enigma.
5 seconds remaining.
I suppose there are some options there, but I think for Fnatic they actually need to be a little bit afraid of that Omni Knight. Omni Knight, Sand King, definitely a good dual lane. They ban out their own kind of strategy with the getting rid of the Darkseer while the Sand King is over on the TNC side. Man, I'm so looking forward to seeing all of the drafts. Like, sure the games are going to be entertaining. I'm also looking forward to watching some TNC aggression, how Fnatic respond to that, some Fnatic split pushing, like all of that's great. But what I'm really looking forward to is seeing how the psychological game emerges over the course of these potentially 10 drafts today. Alright, so we have Tusk picked up. So it looks like it might actually end up being a Sam H Sand King. That's going to be TNC's answer to the fact that the offlane pool has gotten restricted a decent amount. I don't think it's necessarily that easy of a lane for the Sand King here against the Dark Willow Disruptor, but I should still be able to get something. And I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with the offlane SK in this situation. Fnatic just going to grab the Dragon Knight and now straight into the Lone Druid. I'm not messing around at all. This hero's been banned a lot recently. This is another one of the... I feel like at this point, because there's been so many qualifiers going on, we have a really good handle on the hero pools of each side. Like Envy's been playing Lone Druid, Terrorblade, Chaos Knight, Phantom Lancer. Abed's been playing Dragon Knight, PL, a little bit of Viper. I think did he play some Shadow Fiend? Pai's hero is also pretty obvious. It's like Disruptor, Warlock. What else did they pick for? I mean, I actually played the Slardar the other day, so I guess, you know, it's not completely narrow, but TNC do just take the Shadow Fiend. I think they like this matchup quite a bit against the Dragon Knight, and for good reason. Sam H probably, I would guess that he's going to go for his tank up build this game that we've seen on the Sand King. It's weird, he doesn't really play Underlord, but he just builds his offlanes like Underlord anyway, buying like Vanguard and Pipe and whatnot. Fnatic already a lot of push on their side between the DK and the Lone Druid now. A little bit of sustain wouldn't be too bad. Batrider getting banned and TNC. I don't know. They've been doing some weird stuff with their late picks. I feel like they don't... It's been a couple of drafts that I've seen from them now where they're not taking a core in the last pick. It actually ends up just being the position 5 reasonably often. It is a good Witch Doctor game. Don't get me wrong, the Maledict's going to be pretty useful against the Lone Druid and the Dragon Knight, but I guess maybe they were worried about the Shadow Fiend being banned out. They've banned out a bunch of their own heroes, but Fnatic, what do they go for? Omni, Abaddon, Enigma, Brewmaster. Okay, so more auras. Actually, very nice hero to have against the TB. The lockdown from TNC is not amazing necessarily. It should be enough to burst the brew, but it's going to take the Sand King and the Tusk being there at the same time. So that does make life a little bit easier for Universe, at least in terms of being able to get his ultimate off. But looking like Fnatic want to play this pretty fast in the first game. It's not an all-in death push necessarily, but they are going to hit this really strong timing around the Lone Druid Radiance and then try and go from there. Terrorblade definitely going to need a relatively early BKB this game, probably SNY into BKB. Be in the build.
10 seconds remaining.
And we'll have to see how these early rotations out of the supports go. Both teams have decent rotating supports. I would say I give the edge a little bit to TNC in terms of the strength of their support duos, but Fnatic's cores are a little bit more difficult to gank. Like the Terrorblade is gankable, the Shadow Fiend's gankable. I think they can kill the Sand King. Fnatic, they've got slightly more durable, slightly more difficult to kill cores, but that's where the difference in the two support rosters are probably gonna make a big difference. Not a ton of AoE teamfight on either side, but still enough for either team to be confident taking a 5-on-5. This isn't one of those games where one team far and away has the better team fight and the other one is completely forced to resort to splitting up and split pushing and finding pickoffs. Should make for some exciting Dota. Alright, DJ starting out with a null. Do we have any other interesting stuff going on item-wise? We have smoke coming out, probably smokes from both sides. No, TNC actually just wandering their way out the old-fashioned way. What's this? Necrolite. What are you trying to do, Envy? You trying to like plant suggestions in the enemy's subconscious for later games? What's going on here? I don't know if I've seen a Necro in a very long time in a competitive match. Hell, I haven't seen him in a pub. But okay, looking like Tim's is going to be contesting this bottom lane a little bit with Sam H, so kind of a 2-on-2 setup. The really nice thing about picking this Lone Druid for Envy is that the supports are free to go and play elsewhere, so we might see Pi go and throw out some harassment up top, or maybe we might even see him hanging around middle lane a little bit. We'll have to see. In terms of the early ward vision, we do have Fnatic with some vision over on the top side and a little bit down bottom. And then for the Dire, Cuckoo just sitting on top of this observer ward right now, and they have also planted the secondary one just a little bit out of range of the more common bot that might get de-warded by a sentry, so
The battle begins.
both teams going to end up with 2 bouncy runes apiece, it looks like. No big surprise there. Fnatic do have to come back and grab their secondary one. And it looks like Pi is going to be starting out up top. They want to put some pressure on this Terrorblade. I'm seeing this a decent amount recently. Though, as I say that, we've actually got Pi TPing down bottom. Samage trying to steal the wave, but taking some damage. Envy actually transferring the Orb of Venom over onto his hero, and Samage is going to lose his nerve. And does just go straight into the Sandstorm. So, wave going to end up kind of in the normal position, and this is a terrible place for Sam H to be. I don't know if he's going to just wait here until the next creep wave or what the plan is, but Pi is stalking him. Mid lane, Abed getting off to a good start. No CS just yet for Armel. Just going to lay in with some auto attacks. And Sam H, is he going to pop out now? Okay, he does. Going to take quite a bit of damage on his way out here, but I don't think they should be able to kill him. So, looks like he will be able to get away with this creep wave. And Armel now starting to get those souls, so he should be a-okay. Tim's has already started to spam out a little bit on Universe, forcing one to the tower, but Universe much more successful in his start to the off lane. And DJ also making life a little bit more difficult for the TNC side. Sam H still just getting chased. He won't even really be able to stop and farm this wave. We'll be able to salve up. Okay, now able to turn it around, but not able to get the last hits really. And Envy also just leading the Dire creep wave on a merry chase. What do we got? 3 waves here all at once. Envy, can you deal with this? Grab that Quelling Blade. Let's go. Let's see these CS skills. Actually, there's stuff happening. Oh, there's nothing happening up top. Just some harassment being traded. All right, we'll watch Envy CS for a little bit. I'll keep a close eye on the minimap. A bit of harassment being traded. All right, here we go. CS number 1. Your Lone Druid should get every single one of these. The Bear's going to take a lot of damage, but one of the better heroes for dealing with this. All right, 2 for 2. 3 for 3. 4 for 4. This bouncer in battle's happening over here. Sam H is actually pretty darn low. An Arcane Rune over here, but he can't go for it. Wait, 4 for 4. 5 for 5. Get the range creep, Envy. No! Okay, well, that's the end of that. This range creep? Alright, yep. That one should be fine. What else has been happening? Cuckoo and Tim's getting a little side pull going. DJ just gonna throw out some, not even throwing out some harassment, just wants to snipe that big creep and does grab it. That's nice for him. Fnatic doing better across the board in the laning stage. Universe has more CS than the Shadow Fiend. Does not bode very well. I mean, Armel's gonna do just fine catching up a little bit later on. As soon as he starts getting the points up in the races, Cuckoo in a bit of trouble. Needs to dodge the brambles. Actually gets blocked in by Tims. So DJ can just keep on auto-attacking him with this Null Talisman. I don't know what that Ice Shards was for. And that's just going to be Fnatic securing their first blood and still chasing forward, putting damage on Tims. He's got the Snowball. Raven's got the Metamorphosis, but without the Witch Doctor, I don't think they're willing to commit that. Over mid lane, I bet actually getting up in Armel's face. Forcing him back, does just get a salve delivered. And Envy free fire. Up top, they are going to go in now that the Witch Doctor's come back. The cast bouncing around, looks like Universe is going to end up going down DJ. Shadow Realm keeping him alive. Ice Shards has already been used, so it looks like he's going to be A-okay. Instant that the Witch Doctor gets back there, TNC do manage to fight back and grab themselves a rebuttal kill. SamH, how are the levels doing down bottom? Just level 2 for the time being. Universe now cracking level 3. And at least TNC do have access to their pull camp, so Cuckoo's going to be able to run some pulls though. The same is true of Pylai. He's still only at level 1 though. He's been giving pretty much everything to Envy on this lone druid while he keeps chasing around SamH. No. Starting to CS just fine at mid. Still trailing behind the Dragon Knight just a little bit. Is ferrying out a little bit more regen. SamH finds an invis. What can he really do? He'll probably... Is he faking out that he's running over to mid? That was pretty nice. During the fade time, pretending as if he's like kind of running up this way. So they sort of threaten something happening at mid, and yeah, Fnatic even going to put down a center ward just so Abed has a little bit of peace of mind. They are going on to Universe. Tims and Cuckoo looking to finish him off, and they will get it. Just the 2 supports from TNC. This is such a hallmark of their playstyle. It's the 2 TNC supports teaming up, finding kills, just having the kill potential in the support duo is something that TNC seem to prioritize way more than other teams, and certainly way more than Fnatic. Pylai always almost tends to be on one of these more team fighty supports, or he's more about the lane supporting than he is about roaming and ganking. SamH does get a successful little side pull off here, so his reward is going to be some experience heading over. Over mid, snowball onto Abed. They bring the Shadow Fiend forward as well. They need to land these raises. He gets the Dragon Tail off, but Tims is there with the body blocks. Armel, one more raise. That's all the damage that he's got. The cast bounces forward. They do get the triple raise. DJ trying to finish off Tims. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. He gets maledicted up. One raise might kill him. Armel's chasing forward. I don't even know if that hit. Did it? DJ, is the Maledict going to kill him? There's only one more tick. No, looks like he's going to be fine. Alright. TNC. The support rotation's very successful. About to have a very value shrine coming up. SamH still hasn't died down bottom, though he only has 3 CS, so not doing all that fantastically here. Bit of a difficult lane for him to contest. And now that Envy's got level 6, as soon as those 3 points come up in the bear, that's when life starts getting pretty scary for SamH. Support's back at mid once again. TNC looking for something. They spot Abed. They've got this Observer Ward over on the side, so they know what he's up to, but Abed equally aware that the Tusk is hunting for him and that the Witch Doctor is also over in these trees. I don't really know if he can even bait this. Their turnaround potential is not that great. That is one of the consequences of picking the Dark Willow. Abed getting blocked in now. Couple of raises, knocking him down low. Can he turn this around? He's got the wand charge. I think the Maledict might just be enough to finish him, but Armel's actually getting stunned up. Cuckoo now also being chased down by DJ. One more touch is going to do it. Armel being glimpsed back. Abed still actually surviving through all of this. Armel is forced to commit 2 perfect raises. Now he turns back around, finds both of the supports. He's actually going to get the triple kill. Armel survives on a sliver. Every little bit of raindrop plus wand plus, I don't know, did he have a fairy fire? He had a fairy fire. Oh my word. Armel, very nicely played. And now Envy just getting run at by Cuckoo. Gets a conveniently timed entangle. And that is going to be the end of that. Still taking some damage off the Maledict, but he's got the Dominator, so he's healing up plenty. And that is actually the tier 1 tower taken out. They do manage to get the deny though on the side of TNC. And this is going to open up the lane a little. DJ finds out Cuckoo. What can he really do? Tries to fight him. Is there any help coming over? SamH is here with the Sand King. Only 1 point up in the Burrow Strike. Cuckoo still alive. DJ now actually has to turn tail and run. Has some one charges. He's not going to die to the Maledict. Over at mid lane, They're hunting forward, looking for Abed. Armel doesn't jump inside of the snowball. He's only got the short raise for the time being. Mid raise now coming back up. Cooldown still 3 seconds for the long. Mid raise is going to be enough to finish it. And Pilot Eye also getting blocked in by Tim. TNC, this is the early game that they were looking for. And Armel 5 kills back to back to back to back to back on the mid lane. Amazing start for the SF. I'm even going to switch it to net worth because we got to show, let the record show that Armel is #1 on net worth, even though I don't think he's close to being #1 on CS. This Envy Lone Druid is definitely going to be cause for concern. Yeah, this is the kind of early game that we're used to seeing from TNC. I don't know what kind of pep talk they had this morning before this series, but this is looking much better than, I think this is looking better than any of the games that they had in the GESC finals. Envy gets the fear onto SamH. Still just pressuring down here a lot. He is pretty far forward. Cuckoo's got an invis rune, so he's able to come skirting past this observer ward, but they do see that the bounty rune mysteriously disappears. Good map awareness by Pilot Eye. Man, he's all the way over here on the top side of the map, and he was still looking at this bounty disappearing, and pings it out to, I think pings it out to Envy. I don't know whose pings it was, but it was actually Pilot Eye's line being drawn. So, all right, that was really nice. I think that probably saved Envy's life there. SamH getting a little bit more catch-up time, is going for a headdress so far on his Sand King. And Fnatic just popping the dragon form up top, looking for this tier 1 tower. Do have some rotations coming over. Raven with the 3 points up in the Metamorphosis. Pilot Eye only level 3, not that much did he contribute in the TNC supports. Well, the TNC support and Armel both rotating over the top. He's got so much damage with the maxed out Shadow Rays. They're going to go onto Abed first. They get the glimpse back onto Armel though, holding him away, and now they pop the Primal Split. They're focusing onto Cuckoo. Abed's dropping low. Tim's coming through. Cuckoo's still alive. He's got wand charges. Looks like Universe should be able to finish him off with the Primal Split. I just TPing out. Tim's going to continue pursuit. The split's not going to last that much longer. They've got a punch and they've got a snowball once he comes out, but he does just barely manage to get out the disables onto the Shadow Fiend, though it doesn't matter because they've got Raven. And as Armel comes back down to the ground, he cements his monster kill streak. They're going for Envy at bottom. They've already used the Burrow Strike. SamH doing his best to slow him down. Cuckoo going to try and and he's going to try and bounce the cask forward off of the bear. Not going to work. They will still end up getting the Dominator creep, but Envy will live to continue farming and keep on working his way towards that Radiance, which is going to be the big timing for Fnatic. They're a little bit behind. They do have the level 6 now on the Dark Willow, and Pilot Eye getting fairly close to his level 6. So their teamfight potential is going to tick up pretty heavily quite soon, but I don't think Fnatic were expecting to get this run over in the early game, and TNC are still running at him. Abed behind the tier 1 tower getting gone on by Cuckoo's support. They will link up with Tim's now heading over towards mid. I can't imagine that TNC have too many smokes left, but Cuckoo still, actually he's got one in his inventory and he's got one in the stash, so still another couple of rotation opportunities available for this early game. They have planted some insanely deep wards. The commitment that TNC have made to this early game is nuts. This does mean that once we get to the mid game, they're going to have a little window where they don't have a ton of wards and they don't really have that many smokes left, unless they save these smokes now. But if they keep on finding these kills and keep on protecting Raven's farm, then I think it's just fine. He's #1 in the net worth at the moment. Universe just going for the Dominator. Is SamH going for a Dominator? Looks like he is. Alright, every offlaner is just in love with Helm the Dominator at this point. They see Envy. Double forward. They can't afford to get Savage Sword back. Armel going to keep his distance, just drops in with the raises, and the auto attacks are enough. Godlike already, 11.5 minutes into this first game here, the best of 5. Abed popping another dragon form to try and bring down this final tier 1 tower for TNC. More rotations coming over from the TNC side, and SamH it's going to go TPing top to try and defend this. Universe with the double catapult being a little bit of a nuisance. Does have his Primal Split back off cooldown. Fnatic splitting the map somewhat. And Envy dead. I'm just going to slow down the progress on this Radiance for a little bit. He did buy the recipe before he died, so didn't lose too much gold. Abed getting gone on. They're going to get the glimpse back. Don't think he'll die to this Maledict. Surely it's worth it to just pop these one charges now. I guess he's got the Dragon's Blood to heal back up. And the DK ultimate's about to wear out. Yeah, he can't really fight anyway. May as well just save it. They do spot high on the other side, though. TNC. Kill, the kill, the kill, the kill. Now onto the tier 1 tower. Still waiting for Envy to be able to really come and participate in this game. Universe, how's the Blink Dagger going? 1700 gold worth of progress. Once that's up, I think Fnatic should be able to set up a team fight, but we haven't really seen the Dark Willow and the Disruptor getting too involved just yet. They're going to terrorize Sam H. His burrow is actually on cooldown, and they're going to pop the Primal Clip for this. I don't know how Sam H gets out. He does manage to burrow a little bit further around the corner, gets caught inside the brambles though. Dominator regen helping him out a little bit, but no way out. And down he goes. Okay, so whatever his next item is going to be does get delayed somewhat. The Dominator is weird on Sand King. I don't mind the Vanguard. Like Vanguard and Pipe I think are okay, but I think the Dominator is a little bit strange. It does let you threaten buildings a little bit more, but I don't think they're lacking for building damage. Oh, and one Abed at mid. Cuckoo doesn't have the Death Ward for a little bit, so Armel has to do the damage with the raises. Unfortunately, they do not get the cask bounce back, and Highlight Eye still there in position with the glimpse, just to make sure of things. Does come in and get a couple of D wards, but TNC still planting these extremely deep, extremely aggressive wards. Armel's just going for Yule's Scepter. Raven is just going for Dragonlance into a Manta style. I guess the Manta makes a little bit more sense than the SNY this game. There is some stuff to be able to both Manta dodge and to dispel. Envy thinking that he's safe farming over here, but TNC support duo looking for him, and he's not inside of the true form. Snowball forward. They needed that paralyzing cast to go out though, and they actually needed the Maledict damage. Now Tim's getting stunned up by the Centaur Conqueror. Universe also here. Gonna have his Blink Dagger pretty much after this kill. DJ actually the one to secure it. And okay, TNC getting slapped down a little bit as they do go for that. MH still farming up top. Might see more ultimates committed just to kill him off. Static Storm along with the DK ultimate, both available. They have a Sentry Dill, they don't even need it. Static Storm, Kinetic Field, lock him in there. Do they have enough damage to kill him though? That's the question. Static Storm's already over, he burrow strikes through, doesn't have the Sandstorm unfortunately for a few seconds. Sam H is on the run, juking through the trees. Can they get another Thunderstrike onto him? DJ also finding a kill on Kuko on the other side of the map. Sam H, the raindrop helping to save him. Burrow striking through once again, and he will be able to escape. Okay, he's okay. Cuckoo died all the way over here, so TNC are starting to get punished for some of these plays over in the Radiant jungle, but at the very least they do still have the two #1 net worth spots. Armel, Yule Scepter is completed, he's going to be going into the BKB next. Raven, probably Manta BKB going to be the plan. Envy needs another 1400 gold for the Radiants, so still a bit more farming time required, and that's why the rest of Fnatic are off just making some space, doing their thing. Sam H TPing over to mid. DJ had known about that, he might have canceled that with his Yules, but he's actually now TPing down bottom. Spots Cuckoo, gonna go for this solo kill. Can they protect him? He gets held away a little bit by the Ice Shards, but the Bedlam is still just way too much damage. The Requiem getting laid out. They're looking towards Universe, he just hides straight into the Primal Split, and now comes running forward. Who can he actually set up for? On the other side of the fight, it's Sam H looking towards DJ. They're gonna get him blocked in. They get the burst strike down. Sam H is in a little bit of trouble. The Snowball still chasing after Envy. This is perhaps a little bit too deep for Tim. Sam H with the burst strike up in a couple of seconds time, and Armel already beyond godlike as he nukes down Pylai Die. They don't have the control. Sam H with the two-man burst strike. Abed getting run at. Universe also blocked in. Can't get back down the ramp. Armel with the auto attack. Finishes off the Dragon Knight. It's Raven on the other side finishing off the Brewmaster. They still do not have this Radiance. Can they bring down the Bear? A little bit more gold. Oh my god, Armel is so stacked. And Fnatic still waiting. They don't have that Radiance just yet. They still haven't managed to take down this mid-tier 1 tower. And TNC have really hit their stride. 16 kills in 16 minutes. And they're not showing any signs of stopping. Sam H will be able to grab a Blink Dagger relatively soon. Actually has the money now if he wants it. I don't know if his plan is to just go for his patented tanky build again or what, but oh, can see double damage. I'm not thinking about it. But no, I'm not going to try for the Roshan or anything like that. Just go back to farming stations, continue to nurture this 5k net worth advantage that they've got, along with the EXP lead. Tim's sitting here waiting, looking for Pi, blocks him in with the shards, does get glimpsed back, but it's Armel who's actually the one that they have to worry about. Snowballing forward, a couple of auto attacks should be all that they need to kill Pi. They do get the fear backwards from the Spirit Bear. He's doing some decent work. They need to be careful about Armel's streak here. He's being feared, he's getting hit by the Bedlam. It's getting split two ways, but it's still way too much TNC. Highlight is grinning to himself for sure. He dies, but that is an absolutely enormous streak ended by DJ. How much gold is that? 894 gold for the Dark Willow off of that kill. Alright. Yeah, TNC, their aggression is their strength. Sometimes it's their weakness, unfortunately, as they do get punished there. Fnatic would have very much liked to get that last hit on Envy, but he's actually got the Radiance now anyway, as soon as he sends the bear over. So this is now Fnatic starting to hit their timing. They're going to have level 12 on the Dark Willow before too long. Abed still struggling a little bit on his Dragon Knight, actually bottom 4 on the net worth. Picking up an Ogre Axe before he even finishes his Blink. So they do need a lot of work from the 2 supports and Envy. Brewmaster also getting pretty close to his level 12. Did SamH pick up the Blink? Alright, he did just go for the Blink. I don't know how you play Sand King without Blink Dagger. Though he's done it before. That was a really weird game. And I do remember Winter criticizing him, saying like, why would you try and build Ags before you have a Blink? Just buy Blink. Everybody buys Blink on Sand King for a reason. And what's he going for? He's also going for Blink. Not going to be seeing the super early Spirit Vessel or anything here. You can see continue to chew through these smokes. At least have one more left. So they make the 4-man rotation. Abed wants this mid wave. Might get brought down though. Straight Burst Strike. Lock him down. They are going to pop the Metamorphosis for this as well. TNC might be looking for more after this kill. Raven's dominating. Pylai reveals his positioning up here on the high ground as he puts down the kinetic field. And now they're going to try and cut him off with fast. Damage with the Burst Strike off cooldown. They put down the Death Ward. They're looking for this kill on Pi. The Burst Strike actually going to catch out onto 2. Envy's got the Centaur. Drops down the stomp, and he just needs to run now. The Radiance is helping out a little bit. DJ with the Terrorize going to push them up the hill and away from the fight. It's actually into the Primal Split as they look towards SamH. He's kind of tanky. Might be able to get a little bit further away. Raven gets brought straight back down. I don't know what they're hoping to do here. The Requiem comes out. They will be able to maul down Cuckoo with the bear. Raven still stands his ground. SamH fairly healthy, but Envy auto-attacking him down. And TNC with a buyback from Pylai Die. They're actually going to be able to drag back in Raven, but they've got the snowball saving him, and SamH is going to go back in with the epicenter. Eternal Envy's caught. He can't get back out of the Ice Shard. SamH with yet another Burst Strike. Abed's going to get lifted up now. Looks like they might lose the Sand King in the end, but TNC's still standing strong. Still fighting. Armel going to work with the Razes. Universe with the auto attacks, almost bringing him down. He buys himself a few more seconds with the Yules into the snowball. They just can't kill the Shadow Fiend. Armel's on the run. Looks like Universe will be able to finish him off. He secures the double, and TNC, alright, in the sustained fight. Looks like Fnatic's still going to do that a little bit better. Tim's trying to push himself down onto the low ground. Doesn't manage it. And in the end, TNC will still get cleaned up. Did we have more buybacks there? No, it was just the one buyback. Oh, and that was a 5 for 2. I really thought after they got that epicenter and whatnot off, but Universe doing so much work. The Terrorblade actually just got... Did he just get controlled the entire fight? Where was Raven's damage? I could have sworn that I saw him auto-attacking at one point there, but maybe he was just getting cycloned the entire fight. And they come running out here, but DJ knows that they're looking for him. There is a Radiant Observer over here, so... I don't know. The way that TNC played that fight, it seemed like they were making all the right moves. They got the save on the Static Storm. They're kiting them around a little bit, but I guess Universe was just standing there right-clicking people. Has picked up a Vlad's now on his Brewmaster. Wait, they popped the smoke from Witch Doctor was right on top of him. And Cuckoo just keeps on running. Did they not have any detection? They had absolutely zero detection. Well, that's embarrassing. Back to farm stations for a second. Pi does have a secondary smoke. He's got no boots. This is a Pylai Die game, ladies and gentlemen. 20 minutes, 21 minutes into the game, 1k net worth, no boots. He's not having a very fun time, but at least he still has some levels. He's got his abilities ready to go. Envy, Bear getting gone on. You can see, try and go for this. Cav bounces back. SamH also here. Taking some damage on the Maldic. Envy's run his hero forward. He's got the rest of his team around the corner. Damage on Kinetic Field, not really doing that much, but Universe is straight into the backlines with the Primal Split. The 2 supports in trouble, and SamH now getting locked down by the Curse Crown and finished off. Fnatic could be looking towards high ground here if they find a couple of additional kills. The Terra is looking to press them back away from Cuckoo. Kinetic Field locking them down. Fnatic still just fighting as a unit. And TNC arriving a little bit late to do anything. Armel and Raven sitting on the fringes of this fight, but can't really do too much. At the very least, they do have top and mid lanes pushing towards the base, so Fnatic won't be able to get too much more. And TNC, what's the play here? Do they try and sneak a Roche? Just farming for now. Raven going for that BKB. Armel does have his BKB now. And TNC. Okay, they run into the pit. They pop the Metamorphosis, but this is all being scouted by a Radiant Ward. This is pretty fast with 4 points up in the presence of the Dark Lord, but I would imagine that Fnatic still come over here and try and contest. TP's already making their way over. It's just the lone Druid Bear so far. The Radiance Burn is going to slow this down a little bit, and if he gets the Savage Roar out, that could be trouble. They're going to try and block it out. Tim's doing everything that he can, but it's still Roshan at about a quarter HP. They trap Armel inside of the Bramble, looking for the Terrorize. He does pop the BKB. It's a pretty big commitment for him. He now throws out the Requiem as well, but Fnatic are just kiting around the sides of this fight. Nobody really taking that much damage. They do manage to lock in DJ with those shards. Nicely played by Tims. TNC, can they secure this? Metamorphosis doesn't have that much longer. They go for the smoke. What is happening here? All right, the three non-Roshan hitters, let's call them that, smoke out looking for more as Raven does secure the Aegis. Abed did pop the Dragon Form for this. Actually stuck. They're going to dive in pretty deep. Can they actually grab this kill? They're going to pop the Epicenter. They're using everything on Abed. And TNC find themselves right on the doorstep of Fnatic's base. The tier 3 tower already under siege. There's no glyph available. TNC are just going to take this. They're looking towards Rax. It looked like it was going to be Fnatic who were trying to Rax just a few minutes earlier, but the Roshan straight into this push. TNC finally finding their strength. All together as 5. The Abed Dragon Knight having a miserable time in this game. And TNC, there you go. One laner Rax for them. Universe does have the Primal Split available. They're going to drag back Cuckoo, but TNC, no man left behind. They're all still here, ready to fight. Sam H even... for solidarity's sake, is going to end up soaking the Curse Crown along with him, but... Okay, they do have to go back and defend their base. They find a double damage for Raven, though. They make pretty quick work of this. So he's going to have his BKB relatively soon. Armel, no blink or anything, just have a... does just have the Ethereal Blade queued up. For some reason, I don't know what's going on today, but all these skill and item names are eluding me. I guess I'm just warming up as well as we get into this best of 5. Universe is just going for an AC. Envy is, wait, are they both going for AC? Can we get some communication here, guys? Yellow. He's already got the plate mail, but Universe... Okay, Universe doesn't have any of the components, so maybe he's just sitting here thinking about what he's going to go next. Because, yeah, it would not make much sense to get 2 of them. I want this bear. Alright. He's looking very dead. Envy, does he have the resummon? Why am I clicking on Panda? No, he doesn't actually have a resummon for 60 seconds. Oh man. That is bad news. That is also going to slow down his farm rate by quite a bit. TNC, even after losing that last fight, net worth did not go back over in Fnatic's favor. They haven't really been able to put together the team fight that they've been looking for, and okay, TNC just going to come in here and start taking out some shrines, while Tims is very slowly taking out the shrine. It does have 5 HP regen, so he's not really making very much progress, unfortunately. Abed popping the Dragon Form just for some farm, desperately needs this BKB. Almost has it. But Raven should almost have his BKB as well. It's actually, in fact, on the courier coming over. They're going to scout this Arcane Rune. Might send somebody over to go and grab that. Would be pretty useful to have on Sam H potentially. Abed pushing out top. But Fnatic will be forced back to defend this. Universe needs to find a good angle for the Primal Split. TNC already popping the Metamorphosis. Raven just sieging the high ground. The Glyph's going to be used. DJ looking for some harassment with the Shadow Realm, but that should be all that it is. It's kind of tough to initiate on this Terrorblade. They still need the Lone Druid pair back up. Okay, they do have it now. Can't afford to lose it one more time, though, or it's going to be a full 2 minutes dead. Raven just sieging the melee back. They got to go and do something. All right, Universe jumps in. There's the Primal Split. Armel laying down the Razor. They're just going to try and focus down the Pandas. Raven, if they can kill him, he won't have the Metamorphosis anymore, but it looks like he should be able to get the Sunder off. He's still feared. Can he get the BKB Sunder? Oh, at the very last moment, they managed to bring him down. Cuckoo's also dead. Armel pops the BKB. Let's go with the Requiem. Pie's dead. Envy now getting snowballed on top of. Armel finds the double kill, leading his team to victory here in game 1. It looks like Abed trying to right-click, but his BKB fades. Tim slinking away. DJ will go blinking outside of the base to chase him, and looks like he grabs that kill, but it's only the 2 TNC supports dead so far, and this is going to be the secondary lane of Rax down from Fnatic. Universe without the Primal Split ready to go anymore, can't really contribute to this fight, and TNC looking so good. Armor Shadow Fiend is nuts. Oh, I wish I'd kept the fight recap open there to actually look at the damage. Raven didn't even end up using Sunder in that fight. They got basically no damage from their Witch Doctor. He got caught in the storm and focused down, but Fnatic just can't kill anybody. The damage and net worth discrepancy between the Dragon Knight and the Shadow Fiend is just staggering. I don't know if I've seen Abed have such a bad game for a little while. Part of it is because he was the one that needed to be active while they were just letting Envy sit back and farm. And TNC have just been running at him this entire game. What's his scoreline? 1-8-4. DJ should be able to get out of this. Blink is actually on cooldown for a little bit. Gonna heals himself. Maldic still preventing the blink, but it looks like he's gonna be okay. And the rest of Fnatic coming over to back him up. But at this point, TNC can probably just rat it out. They can send TB illusions down mid lane. They can keep on ratting bottom. They can secure themselves another Roshan potentially. Go and take that shrine. That's if they want to be super disciplined about this. If they want to just go high ground, smoke into the base, find a couple of kills, and end the game, that is the other option that's available to them. This is maybe a little bit of an unexpected rotation given that this tier 2 is still alive up top, but they are expecting that somebody has to come TPing back here. And we'll see who on Fnatic is going to be the unlucky one. Abed's running back at the moment. Alright, now they're not gonna... Smoke just ends up fading, and TNC are not gonna get anything out of that rotation, but... That move used to be, like, the TNC classic when 1437 was still on the team, but... I don't know if I've seen them doing it as much recently, though I guess some of their recent games they haven't had such a convincing lead, which makes it a little bit more tough. Or at least in the last couple of weeks. You know, gotta remember, TNC looked amazing at DAC. Really put up some great performances during that group stage. Pilot Eye getting blocked by the shards. See it pipe. Envy still ratting. What did Universe end up going for? He's just going for a BKB. Envy trying to finish up the AC. I talked about making statements this game, but giving Envy his Lone Druid and then beating it is a pretty big deal. Dragon Knight's also been such a big comfort pick for Fnatic recently for Abed, so... Take out that shrine. Abed is working towards... I mean, let's say he's dreaming of a nullifier right now, because I don't think he's going to get it this game. Shadowfiend's got a Hex. Armel level 20, picking up that 150 Shadow Rays damage talent, so... TNC looking very scary. Sandwich going back for the pipe, also picking up a plate mail. Just getting very tanky on the Sand King, has gone for the plus 200 health talent as well. And TNC, no real reason to try and high ground. They've got complete control of the map, they can farm as much as they want, they can grab more items, they can get the next Roshan, they can camp for runes as well, like there's a DD here. And then they can go. No reason at all to throw this first game. When's Roche actually? Potential respawn in 6 seconds time. We'll keep an eye on that. They do everything to stop that catapult getting in there. Just got the Roche. It's worth it though. Fnatic don't know now, so they don't know how to time their smoke. They do have to smoke outside of the base and fight them before they get the Roshan. And that's actually what they're going to be doing right this second. I don't know if this smoke was scouted by this observer ward a little bit further down. It might have been. TNC regardless are just all playing together. Tim's has gone back for some Guardian Greaves. Decided against going for the Blink Dagger in the end. Spirit Bear getting locked down a little bit by the Centaur Conqueror. They go in. The Universe is going to be hexed up. Can they burst in down? They won't be able to. That's no Brewmaster for this fight. He does buy back. Abed is just dying to the Death Ward. Even through the BKB, TNC are still just punching him down. He's dead. Universe thinks about the Primal Split, but is even really going to do anything. Everyone on TNC is still on absolutely full HP. Pilot Eye can't find a good combo opportunity as they do manage to get the Yules up on Universe. TNC all just playing together, fighting together. Sand King, I mean, getting gone on here, but Sand Mage is pretty tanky. They drop the Static Storm on him to prevent the snowball save. Nicely done, but Tim's is still going to be able to keep him alive with that Greaves pop, and we're getting punched up, but TNC know what they want. They're going to play the objective. looking for this final lane of racks, looking for the mega creeps, and looking for victory in game number 1. Universe out of the primal split. What can he really do now? They're going to hex up the bear for good measure. Raven still has the Sunder, and Fnatic will finally tap out and call the GG. Man. Carmel and the 2 TNC support putting in work. I don't know if I've seen such a successful early game from 2 support players for a little while. And Fnatic just kind of, they had the